What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay Genesis here. This is going to be kind of a short video because I don't really have a whole lot to say on the matter in terms of like my favorite games. But yeah, I had another request from Griso, so shouts out to Griso, and I hope you enjoy this video, bud. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Jerry Genesis, and the reason it is because of the Sega Genesis. I believe that the Sega Genesis is single-handedly the best console ever created. The reason is because of this. Back in the 16-bit era, you really had to try to make a good game because you couldn't just rely on 3D visuals. I know you guys might be saying, well, what about NES? NES was kind of like the dawn of gaming still. So, yeah, man, it was really hit or miss with the NES. The Atari, it was cool, but I I don't know anybody who says like the Atari's their favorite console. But if you do, more power to you. But the NES, I'm sorry, I just don't think that was a great console. I think that 50% of the games on there were mediocre at best. But when you get into 16-bit era, this is when games really started to kick ass, and it's when you started to get violence in games, and that is what Sega Genesis is known for too, the violence. It was the first system to really have blood. I mean, NES had some, like in very few games, but it was nothing like Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis is a damn classic. It's not one of my favorite games. I do love Mortal Kombat though. But my favorite series though is actually Toe Jam and Earl. I love Toe Jam and Earl, man. It's just a fun, quirky ass game. If you haven't played it, just go on emulator and play it. Go to playretro.com. They got old school shit. That's where I used to play games. I also liked other quirky games, like Taz, Escape from Mars, just games like that, fun adventure games. Another good game, though, I want to give a shout outs. I love the Simpsons games, dude, for the fucking Nintendo. Those were bangers. I think Bart vs. the World was the best Simpsons game. And it's funny too because like movie-based games were awesome back then. You would think it would be shit, but they were actually really good. Games like Aladdin for the Genesis, that was another banger. But I want to talk, guys, about the Sega Saturn really quick. So this is the reason why the Saturn never took off. And shout outs to Sega Lord X, they got this right on the fucking target. It's because they pretended like the Genesis didn't exist. And I'm still astounded to this day why they didn't port games on that system from the Genesis. It's just incredible. They completely ignored old Genesis games and just made new fucking titles. And it's weird because there was so many great Genesis games they could have ported. So many sequels they could have made. Why didn't you, Sega? You guys, as much as I love Sega, they weren't the best at marketing, and that's another reason why they failed. But man, I believe the Saturn could have been so fucking good if they would have ported more games on there, man, and just weren't so stupid with marketing. No offense to Sega, but it is what it is. I want to show you guys one game here, though. This game, man, this is my childhood. This is like the first horror game I ever played. It's about this vampire guy, and he created this false world that he brought his daughter into. Yeah, go figure. There was some drugs involved with this game. You can tell this guy was on drugs. But yeah, great, just fun fucking horror game. Before Resident Evil ruined it. I fucking hate Resident Evil games, dude. I think most of them are just completely overrated. I think Resident Evil 4 is the only actual, like, really good Resident Evil game. And I know I'm going to trigger some people, but I don't care. Debate me, bro. Because I feel like that series pretty much ruined horror survival and what it should be. Horror survival, you're not meant to have a gun all the time. You're not just... And with that said, though, you're not supposed to always rely on jump scares either. But, nah, bro, games like Silent Hill, there could have been so many more great games like that if it weren't for Resident Evil. That's just my mini rant. And I'm sorry to be such a dick about it, but I mean, look at games like Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8. They're fucking awful, man. Like they're obviously just meant for booby streamers. Like really, bro. They're fucking terrible. And I stand by that. I'm sorry, but I do. Again, I know I'm going to trigger people here, but like I really can't stand the Resident Evil series. I can't. I think 2 was okay. I didn't care for the first one. 3 was fucking annoying. That Nemesis. I don't know why anyone enjoyed that game. I'm sorry, dude. Again, I'm probably being too brutally honest here, but I miss horror gaming, man. And I feel like that's a dead genre. I feel like gaming in general is kind of dead because of how corporate it's become. But anyways, guys, that's what I got for you, man. I have some more games here. Some Super Nintendo, Contra. That was a classic. I just want to give some shout outs to Nintendo. Anybody remember Mario Paint? NBA Jam. That was a classic. It's one of the few sports games I really like. Race driving. This game was kind of weird. It's like you could go through loop to loops. It was pretty trippy. I think this was based off an arcade game. It's like when they tried being 3D. If you guys remember that. Stunt Race FX for the SNES. It was another game where they like tried to be 3D. It's kind of hilarious. But with that said, there were some really shitty 3 games like for the PlayStation and Saturn too. 3D didn't really take off until probably like PS2, if you want my honest opinion there. But there you guys go. I have a few more games I could show you. I got some shit around here. This is probably the best Mortal Kombat ever made. Camelot331, shoutouts to him. He also loves Mortal Kombat too. Mortal Kombat 9 was also really good. I'm also a big Street Fighter guy. I've got Street Fighter 2 somewhere around here. Street Fighter 5 I thought was actually decent. I don't know. Some people don't like it. Low Tier God hates Street Fighter 5, dude. They say that the gameplay is bad, but man, I don't know. I just don't see it, dude. Maybe I'm just not good enough of a gamer. But I personally love Street Fighter 5. But it is what it is, man. See, that's the great thing, though, about being a gamer. You can have your own opinions, man. But I will say one thing, though. This is something we all have to agree on, and I'm going to end the video here. This is the best game ever made. So, cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.